Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Basically, today we are going to talk about the Formula Awards, basically that is 95th number part. And in this 95th number part, basically we are discussing about one question answer. That is basically how power company knows that each and every software company, how power company knows that whatever things are happening in the software company, they know each and every tracks basically. Which project is ongoing, which project is done by the which people basically, how many members are working in this project, that up to that level information without having the information that basically the people is telling that they know how they can give the exact information basically. That is basically, but that's basically it's not a magic without passing the information by the software company, passing by the government. For example, there are 35 people working in the one project basically in Accenture. Just taken as an example. And Accenture is telling we have not passed the information to the power companies. Government is telling we have also not passed the information to the power companies. Then basically how exactly they can tell the 35 figure basically. So how that basically they can reach to this perfect information basically. Then basically one power company experts basically he was basically having little bit knowledge of the software industry also and the programming also. So he told me that you are using some if conditions and if conditions you are using, right? Then basically he told, yeah. So basically if condition, while loop, for loop basically are created on the base of 3000 cities that basically no, basically then the project director and project manager told us, no, sorry, we don't know this. That's the thing. Basically, whenever you are using the if condition, whenever the power supply is passing the each and every data of the software basically is taken by the power companies. Like this CRM, for example, you are doing the CRM project, then basically CRM each and every if condition and while if condition, each and everything basically we have each and everything basically we have the data. So whatever things you are going to do, that data basically we already have. So we just need to do the mapping of this project you are doing, and you are doing this if condition. According to the if condition, you are connecting to this project and into this if condition of which is already developed, and according to the if condition you are connecting to this location of the city basically. So just see basically up to the level basically the information the power company is having. So like this, the power company is having each and every if condition information, each and every while loop condition information, each and every for loop condition information, each and every user controls information. For example, some one person has tracked the text box from toolbox to the control to the form basically. That up to that level information also they have. So this is very actually up to the level basically information the power companies are keeping. So this is not magic basically. This is basically the logic is there behind this. That is basically Xbox is created from 2000 to 3000 cities. That is basically not a magic. It's a basically created by some group. They are telling that you just have to do the subscription basically. So the subscription are done by the Microsoft like base company, Salesforce, COBOL, PHP, Python, Python, then Java is there, .NET is there. That basically comes into the Microsoft. Then C++ is there, C is there, COBOL is there, mainframe is there. So like this, basically the base company says that we have to give the subscription amount. That's all. And that subscription amount basically directly they don't tell that this is the subscription amount you are basically going to give. They basically they basically are going to tell that. Like this basically the subscription amount the subscription amount basically whatever the amount is basically which is going to be charged by the software company, that basically amounted the subscription company basically they don't tell directly to the um, government don't tell them directly that the subscription amount is basically going to be charged. Basically, government can't basically leak their secrets. Basically, you can say. So the government is saying that we can't leak the information because the information on the base of information only basically we are into the government basically. We are sitting at the government place basically. If we will leak this information, this secret information, then basically how basically we can say that government have this much power basically. So that is basically not our topic. Our topic is not that the government is having up to what level information, up to what level secret information the government is having. This is not the topic. The topic is subscription amount that the Microsoft is there, Salesforce is there, SAP is there. This whole company have to pay the subscription amount. That's all. That is our topic basically. That is different topic. So basically, the subscription amount has to be paid. They have to pay the amount, and then only the basically you are going to able to display the even if condition. Sometimes basically people say that if condition is not working, that might be the but basically in PHP if condition is not working. That might be if it's a global level, then basically you can just imagine if condition is not working, then you can just imagine up to what level the damage might happen can happen basically. So if condition basically is connected with the thousands of cities, more than 2000s of cities, and in general projects are developed, and the example basically I have already given how basically the projects are getting created, how the conditions are getting implemented in the software in the physical places. You can just imagine the deep level basically. So we just have to use the if condition. That's all. But we never thought that how basically the hard work has done of from the if condition to create just if condition up to what level the cities has created, up to what level the cities has created. So you can just imagine basically we are just using the if condition. That's all. We are just using the for loop, that's all. We are just dragging the text box and dumping into the form widget, that's all. But the text box creation has taken 3000 to 400, the 2000 to 3000 cities basically creation. From that creation of the cities, basically the text box has created. You can just imagine the deep depth level of each and every creation. If any changes happens bigger level, then basically it will be very very tough to handle the software industry because each and every algorithm is required, each and every documentation is required, each and every stuff has to be required, stuff is required, which task is done by the which people, how basically he has done that, from where basically he got the information, each and everything is to be captured basically. So just imagine the SDLC department of this group basically, the project management plan group of this group. You can just imagine basically because the if any changes happen, mostly basically changes happens periodically, but if bigger level changes happen, then you can just imagine the information which is required basically. Because here basically it's not a one or two country, basically lots of countries basically are into this creation basically because software is used by the most of all the countries basically, you can say even the small countries also are using the softwares. So you can just imagine the critical level also you can of the system basically, you can say how you can of the changes basically if anything big changes happen, if anything big changes happen. But mostly basically big changes will never happen because the human needs are already created. If any big changes might happen, but mostly I don't think big changes will happen because the everything is already created. So there basically changes in lead is going to happen. That is basically the modification is going to happen. Sometime deletion happens of the areas. Sometime addition happens. Sometime view happens. Like this, basically the systems basically gets modified because on the base of the creation which is already happened. And if condition I have already taken this as an example. So basically here we are basically discussing how basically power company is telling that we know each and everything. We know that this person has added the if condition in this form. Up to that level information the power companies is having, so you can just imagine the critical things basically. can say. This is actually the critical, you can say, because power companies having each and every information, which developer is developing, which project manager has designed the stuff, which quality department has checked the each and every stuff. So you can just imagine the tracking information also, you can say, the tracking information of the system, basically you can say, the tracking information of the uh, power companies, basically the tracking information of the energy power companies, the tracking information of the uh, you can say the system, basically the system which is already developed. For example, CRM project is already developed, and the boundary of the CRM project is already developed. And this was basically done the R&D. The 400 and 500 people sitting in the hotels, basically they have designed the entire CRM. So each and every conditions, basically, for example, 5 to 6 lakh, basically conditions are there in the CRM projects, and more than 1,000 Xbox is going to be used in the CRM project. So these all are the maximum conditions, basically, which has already taken by the set of groups, basically you can say, who created the base of the CRM. After that only the CRM project is getting used. So these all things are connected, these all things are integrated, these all things are physically created, and then basically the actual the CRM project starts. So you can just imagine the depth level, basically, because any projects basically starts. Before that, lots of process has already happened, lots of stuff has already happened. So I have taken one example. Accenture has started the CRM project. They don't know that 16 ways has already created of the CRM project. They have their CR Accenture company was verified by it that this 16 ways created a group. They told that 4 ways were used to create the CRM project, and Accenture is telling that we don't know, basically the 16 ways has basically dumped into the power energy data, and we are using that data. We don't know. We are just thinking the data, thinking the information, discussing the information with the set of directors, set of project managers, set of people, basically set of developer team leaders, basically you can say, because whatever things which is going to be discussed, that has to be developed in the certain technology. If technology does not support, then what do you do? So that's where technical leads are basically used in the discussion, basically. So each and every stuffs are basically modified, each and every stuffs are tracked, each and every things are getting verified, each and every human, because each and every things are going to generate the human needs, basically you can say. That's why basically it's getting checked 1,000 times. Then only basically it comes to the market. Then only basically it gets creates. Here basically we are discussing the power companies. Basically how power companies telling that we have each and every information of the software company. Basically. Software company, which software company is developing which software, because they are telling that base company who are like Microsoft, Salesforce, they basically have already passed the information that this company is going to develop this project. So if we say that the base company like Salesforce, SAP, Microsoft, PHP, C, C++, Java, these all base company, basically Oracle is there. These all companies are basically the base company who are giving the project into the market. If we say this, then it would be correct or no? So basically, this would be 100% correct. The base company, basically the sales department, basically they have the sales department. They says that this project has to be developed. This project has to be developed. This project is going to be developed. This project has already developed. So these all are the sales people, basically, of the base software company created people, who basically knows each and every project is going to when happen. So according to that, the basically system gets created, system is getting used, each and every things are getting used. So this is also basically a little bit about the power supply company, basically you can say, who is telling that if we know each and every stuff, what is happening in the software company, and which software company like Accenture or Accenture Capgemini, people have how many projects, and which project is done by the which people, which developer has developed the form, which developer has done this if condition, which developer has added this for loop, which developer has added this while loop, which developer has dragged the text box to the form, and up to what level changes he has done, which manager has designed the system, which tester has tested the system. That's how each and every stuff basically we are talking about. So this is basically the 95th part, and in 96th part we are going to discuss a little bit more about the Formula One.